It might just be recency bias, but this feels like one of the NFL's wackiest seasons in recent memory. From all of the injuries, to Joe Flacco having a resurgence, to CJ Stroud leading the Texans to the playoffs, and a certain 5th round pick who not only won the hearts of Rams fans, but also the hearts of fantasy football managers everywhere. Through all the mayhem, 2 teams have appeared to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. Not too shockingly, those 2 best teams are the 1 seed in each conference. Since 2000, 24 1 seeds have made the Super Bowl, 8 have won the Super Bowl, 8 2 seeds have made the Super Bowl, and just 5 have won the Super Bowl. Since the NFL added a 7th playoff team to each conference, the 1 seed has made the Super Bowl 3 times, and a 1 seed has won the Super Bowl just once. Does that sound like the Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers are destined to meet in the Super Bowl? Or will another team or teams shock the world to give themselves a chance to hoist the Lombardi Trophy? What are the flaws of the Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers? Well, Lamar has had his playoff struggles. He's just 1-3 in playoff games. The Ravens will be coming off a bye, which could mean they will be rusty, and there's the possibility that the Ravens will have to face a division foe in the divisional round. Both the Steelers and Browns were teams that beat the Ravens in the regular season. The Ravens had 4 losses this year, and 3 of those were against divisional opponents. Not to mention, historically, the Steelers have played well against Lamar. If you throw out the games Lamar barely played, Lamar's 1-3 against the Steelers, his only win coming against the Steelers in 2019. The Ravens also haven't trailed much this season. Until the Steelers game in week 18, the Ravens hadn't trailed in a game by more than 7 points. What happens if they need to play from behind? The 49ers have some of the same potential flaws as the Ravens. They too rested their players in week 18 and will be coming off a bye, meaning they could be rusty. There's also a chance they too will have to face a divisional opponent in the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional round, who have been the hottest team in the NFC. Even if the 49ers have had the Rams number in the last few years, divisional games can get wacky. The Niners are also getting healthier and look to have a full complement of players for the divisional round, but how healthy will CMC be for this playoff run? And it can't be undersold how important Trent Williams is to the 49ers. He can't get injured. He's the foundation of that offensive line, which was readily apparent when the 49ers lost 2 games with him sidelined. Given these flaws, is there a team that can challenge either the Ravens or the 49ers? The Bills are the hottest AFC team right now, but can Josh Allen play turnover-free football for 3 consecutive games? Or even just limit his turnovers enough in crucial situations? The Chiefs have a strong pass defense but struggle against the run. The Chiefs aren't built on explosive plays like in years past, and their receivers keep killing drives with drops. If teams are able to sustain long drives and win the time of possession battle, do the Chiefs have enough offense to keep up? The Texans have a great quarterback in CJ Stroud and have played the run pretty well this year, but they are missing several key offensive weapons. Can they overcome a team that just beat them pretty handily just a few weeks ago? The Browns have one of the best defenses in the league, but Myles Garrett isn't 100% healthy, and in all likelihood, the Browns will have to win 3 straight road games to make the Super Bowl. The Dolphins have just 1 win this year against teams above 500. The New England Patriots, who have the 3rd overall pick in this year's NFL draft, have more wins against teams above 500 than the Dolphins. The Dolphins also have key injuries on both sides of the ball and have to travel to cold, possibly snowy, loud Kansas City in the wildcard round. The Steelers in recent weeks have had good offensive line play and have relied on a strong rushing attack. When it's necessary for the quarterback to go make a play to win them a football game, is Mason Rudolph going to be good enough? The Steelers will also have to do something they haven't done much of: win without TJ Watt. The Cowboys got blown out earlier this year when playing the 49ers, and should the Cowboys run into the 49ers again, they would have to beat them on the road. The Cowboys are 0-4 this year against playoff teams when they play on the road. The Lions have a good balance on offense. They also have one of the best run defenses in the NFL. The 2 worries are Jared Goff at home versus on the road, and their poor pass defense. The Buccaneers have a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in Antoine Winfield Jr., but also both their starting quarterback and starting running back are banged up. The Buccaneers were 1-5 against playoff teams this season, and they struggle mightily against the pass. The Eagles have been horrible to end the season. They're 1-5 after starting 10-1. They're in freefall. Their defense can't stop anybody right now. They have a bottom 5 pass defense, a bottom 3 red zone defense, and in a game that was supposed to build confidence, the Eagles got blown out by the Giants while getting both Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown hurt. The Rams are the hottest team in the NFC. Since their bye week, they are 7-1 with their only loss being to the Ravens in overtime. They have tons of talent on the offensive side of the ball, and their defense has some dudes as well. Their problems lie in the fact they don't force many turnovers, they're 3rd worst, and they have to go on the road for multiple games this postseason. The Packers are the youngest team in the league. Their biggest concerns are a lack of experience and a poor run defense. Every single NFC playoff team aside from the Buccaneers is in the top half of the league in terms of rushing offense. It's tough to win a Super Bowl, let alone a single playoff game, if you can't stop the run. I won't count out any of these playoff teams. This is the most competitive field of teams we've seen in recent memory. Every single team has a shot to win it all. Any given Sunday, right? It might be a mistake to not pick the two hottest teams in the NFL, the Bills and the Rams, to make the Super Bowl, but I can't in good conscience pick against the Ravens. They've met every challenge thrown at them this season. Even their losses this year are close competitive games. They lost to the Colts by 3 in overtime, to a divisional opponent in the Browns by 2, and they lost to the Steelers twice. Once with backups to close out the season in week 18, and when the Ravens had about 8 drops, give or take. This Ravens team is complete top to bottom. They have 2 of the best linebackers in the NFL, an elite safety in Kyle Hamilton, and Lamar has played some of the best football of his career, even if the stats don't show that. In prior playoff games when teams have stopped the Ravens' run game, the Ravens have struggled and subsequently lost those playoff games. But that isn't this Ravens team. They have a much more complete offense that can move the ball down the field through the air. They are also one of the best units on defense. They won the defensive triple crown this year, and the Ravens have been so good this year, hardly anyone has talked about how injured the Ravens have been. There hasn't even been a single peep for John Harbaugh as a Coach of the Year candidate. The bye week plus the pseudo bye week, week 18, should give the Ravens the much needed rest they need to get key players healthy. Is it the year of the dragon? No, it's the year of Harbaugh. The Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson are going to finally exercise their playoff demons and be crowned NFL champs. They're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers 27-21 in the Super Bowl. Not bad for a running back who isn't quarterbacky enough. Who do you all have winning the Super Bowl? The Ravens? Or is there another team you believe has what it takes to win the Lombardi? If the regular season is any indication, we're in for a highly entertaining playoffs and no team should be taken lightly. Thank you for your time.